from the studios of KEYC Television Mankato. This is KEYC News 12 Midday.
Now on Midday, a look inside a Kenyan mall where a terrorist group still holds some captive. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, Congress held captive by a looming budget deadline. Hello everyone, I'm Lisa County. We'll get to those stories for you in a moment, but we'll begin this midday with the president in New York. President Obama addressed the annual gathering of heads of state and government at the UN General Assembly in New York this morning. Now, top on his agenda, Syria and Iran. CBS News correspondent Jerika Duncan's at the UN with the latest details.
President Obama took the world stage, focusing his address. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, the United Nations.
Meanwhile, in Washington, Congress has 1 week now to pass a new budget or the government will be forced to shut down. The Senate began debate on a budget bill Monday. Majority Leader Harry Reid promises to pass a bill that funds the government and Obamacare, but Republicans want to strip away the money to implement the president's health care plan. Another beautiful start to our day. Let's check in now with Jack Griffin in the Skywatch 12 Weather Center. Jack.
You said it, Lisa. Very gorgeous day today. A little bit cooler than yesterday, but very comfortable as well. As we'll take a look at some of those current conditions, you can see very comfortable 68 degrees under sunny skies with a low dew point and calm winds. So another great afternoon shaping up for us today. Now, if you look at the satellite radar, it does look a little busy. Those are actually pretty high clouds there, so we're not actually seeing full coverage of the sky with those. And if you see the green, that's very light showers. In fact, it's actually just too dry to be making it to the ground. So while it may look like it's raining in places like Fairmont and Algona, it's actually pretty sunny there. So that's explaining why we have just the slightest chance for maybe some drizzle later on today. But I think that chance is pretty much gone now as those temperatures and those sky conditions look to be pretty nice, as you can see, almost to near 70 degrees for most. So a mix of clouds and sun today. The heat does return for our Thursday afternoon, and rain returns in the forecast on Saturday along with a cold front. Back to you, Lisa.
All right, thanks a lot, Jack. And now an update for you. The bridge that holds highways 14 and 15 over the Minnesota River in New Ulm is reopening today. It's been shut down the last 2 weeks for railing work. MnDOT felt the repairs were needed to add a measure of safety for the structure. The entire bridge is scheduled to be replaced in the year 2018. A panel that's overseeing the rollout of Minnesota's health insurance exchange is holding a special meeting today in response to a security breach by the new agency. The MNsure Legislative Oversight Committee is meeting at the Capitol. The meeting was called after revelations that an employee who no longer works there inadvertently emailed out a document that contained private information, including social security numbers and addresses on about 1,600 insurance agents. MNsure officials say the worker in question was storing the personal information on a computer desktop and that it was not encrypted. MNsure opens for enrollment on October 1st. In other news around the state now, an 18-year-old Burnsville man has been sentenced to 60 days in juvenile detention for a car crash that killed 2 teens and injured 2 others. The driver, who was 17 at the time of the crash last year, was also ordered to serve 10 days in jail on the anniversary of that crash in both 2014 and 2015. The teen pleaded guilty earlier this month in Dakota County to criminal vehicular homicide and 2 other charges. A juvenile petition alleged the teen was driving in a grossly negligent manner last August when he lost control of his car and it rolled 6 or 7 times down a hill, landing on Interstate 35. Well, the deadly siege at a shopping center in Kenya continues today, and Islamic militants say their fighters are still holding their ground. We're also getting a first look at 2 of the attackers. CBS's Alfonso Van Marsh reports.
This grainy security camera photo shows 2 of the gunmen who launched. There'll be more bodies. Alfonso Van Marsh, CBS News.
Yes, the militant group Al-Shabaab did tweet today saying the Kenyan government hasn't the faintest idea what's going on inside the mall. The tweet went on to say Kenyans are in for a big surprise. Well, continuing with World Watch this midday, Pakistani officials say the death toll in southwestern Pakistan has risen to 39 after a major earthquake there. Officials say most of the injuries occurred when houses collapsed on top of people. The quake happened in a sparsely populated province. The earthquake measured 7.8 according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Well, this fall weather sure is lovely, isn't it? As we look outside live now on our carsoup.com Skycam, the sun is shining bright. I hear a warm-up is coming soon. Meteorologist Jack Griffin is in next with your Skywatch 12 forecast.
You're You're watching KEYC News 12 Midday with Lisa County and meteorologist Jack Gerfin with your Skywatch 12 forecast.
Welcome back on this Tuesday afternoon, looking live on the carsoup.com Skycam. A thin veil of clouds up there, but it's a very high cloud. That's why I have lots of sunshine still, a temperature of 68 degrees and calm winds. Now looking at the almanac, we have just one more degree to go before we reach our average high of around 69. We'll be a couple degrees warmer than that today, and we'll also be looking at some more rain chances here as we go into the weekend. But temperatures will be starting to warm up nicely here. We have 71 for the high today, all the way up to 79 by Thursday. So even though it is fall, we still have just a hint of summer left, and we look to have that here coming up in just a few days. And we're talking about one season, now we're going to the one that's coming up here. Winter storm watch in portions of Montana and Idaho from Wednesday morning until Thursday afternoon for 6 inches in some of the lower elevations, but as you get above 7,000 feet, possible 24 inches is possible. So we're getting to that time of the year now where we have to start talking about some of the white stuff flying out there. So we'll take a look at our Futurecast model and we'll put that into motion here. This little low that brings our cloud cover today, that's going to be just dissipating as we go through the afternoon hours. It's going to be this one here coming in off the Rockies. That's the one that's going to be producing the snow showers up there, but that's the one that's going to bring our rain chances for the weekend and also the warmer weather too, as we have surging air coming in from the south and southwest around that low. And as it comes in here, we'll see our temperatures as well as our winds start to increase, especially for Thursday, where it could be pretty blustery with highs near 80 degrees. So we'll zoom in on our satellite radar. There's a little swirl making its way through Iowa right now. And as you zoom in closer to our area, you can see we have just the high clouds making its way into the area. And then the radar's picking up on a little bit of some light rain showers, but our air is so dry here that it's not really touching the ground. And as we're looking at some of the dew point values, getting very dry, but temperatures are very comfortable where they're just about to be 70 degrees for most of the people. A little bit cooler underneath some of the thicker clouds where it's 59 degrees in Windham and 63 down in Esterville. Now looking at some of those winds, yesterday was very blustery. Today, not so much at all. In fact, winds are very light from anywhere from 0 to around 5 miles an hour or so. And we'll take a look at Futurecast model. We'll be able to see that we'll have clearing skies as we go through the night tonight, and then our winds start to pick up a little bit more tomorrow as we start to get a little bit warmer with temperatures in the mid-70s. But by the time we get into Thursday, some of the gustier winds will be again coming in from the south and will be bringing us nice warm temperatures, but also those gusty winds as well. But today, 71 degrees with mostly with partly cloudy skies, and again, the slightest chance for some drizzle, but everybody should be dry today. And then tonight we'll see more clearing skies with a low of 50 degrees with mostly clear skies and patchy fog developing. And then as we go through and look at the next 7 days, temperatures look to be warming up nicely by Thursday to where we have that 79, almost 80 degree. And then we have a cold front coming through on Friday afternoon. And that brings a chance for some later in the day showers and thunderstorms. And then Saturday kind of looks to be an issue where it could be more of a widespread rain event. So people who are celebrating their homecoming might have to pack an umbrella, at least based on the forecast that we have right now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jack. Well, still to come for you on Midday, evidence that being married may be good for your health. Those details are coming up in today's Health Watch report. Marriage may increase the chance of surviving cancer, and the government wants to take a closer look at medical apps. Marley Hall has the day's top health stories.
The Food and Drug Administration plans to regulate health.
Coffee prices keep going down, and another food chain joins the pumpkin party. Jane King has more in the Bloomberg Midday report.
Take that, Starbucks and Dunkin'. McDonald's is adding pumpkins at the New York Stock Exchange. I'm Jane King with the Bloomberg Midday Report.
It is time for us to take one final break, but when we come back, a look at the cat cafe craze in Paris. Will it ever reach our shores? First, though, a look at the most popular stories on our website, KEYC.com. And finally this midday, how about a little cat company with your lunch? Yes, at a new cafe in Paris, you can order coffees and croissants and enjoy them in the company of a dozen or so resident cats. The Café des Cats in the heart of the capital is home to a dozen felines who weave in between the tables and curl up on armchairs as diners tuck into their salads and quiches. The establishment is aimed at those who are unable to keep pets in their cramped apartments. And though the idea may seem eccentric, the cafe manager says the potential health benefits of purr therapy are real, and so far the cafe is a success. Often there is a waiting list, in fact, to get in for lunch. I can't imagine that. I wonder if they want a tortoiseshell cat. I have one I could ship over in that case.
It's like the cats, they're invading our cafes now, just like after they invaded the internet.
Oh yes, that is true. That is true. Now a nice forecast you have.
It is a nice forecast. We've got temperatures very comfortable today, around 71 degrees. We've got some more clouds now, but we should start to see those diminish as we go through the rest of the day. And then a big warm up coming on Thursday where it gets to almost 80 degrees. And then we have some rain chances on Friday and Saturday after that. So all in all, not a bad forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Jack, and thanks for joining us this midday, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
KEYC News 12 is always on. Find us on KEYC.com, Facebook, and Twitter.